Mindset work is old paradigm. It is a surface level teaching that is only part of the picture, very superficial, and will lead you around in circles. If you've been hearing all of the manifestation and spiritual new age gurus online telling you that you just need to think and believe, and if you just reprogram your subconscious in 21 days, you'll have everything your heart's desires. You just have to change your thinking. And you try these things and nothing changes. You're not alone. In fact, actually, things can get worse doing this. Let me explain. Okay, to start off, I want to bring in this diagram that I made the other day for a visual of how our chakras connect to the lower density realm, materialism. I guess it's more dense. It would be higher density. It's a lower realm, but it's more dense. Okay. And the upper chakras connect to the higher realms where there's less density, the more etheric or spiritual realms. Okay. So this concept also applies within us. So everything is a microcosm to a macrocosm. So everything you see outside of you also exists within you. Okay. So just as the chakras could correspond to the world that we're seeing outside of us, they also correspond to our body, which is its own microcosm of the macrocosm of the universe. P.S. Mackie is here. I don't know if you heard her purring. She's stopped now because she's watching the snow. But if you hear purring, it's this lovely beast. Right, Mackie? Okay, so here's just an image I grabbed off the internet where you can see the chakras corresponding to the different layers of our aura. Okay, so the three lower chakras, the root, sacral, and solar plexus, correspond with the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body, which is part of what I want to express here. So that can be a little bit confusing because why is the mental body in our solar plexus? Why is that so low when the brain is way up in the head? So physiologically, there is a gut-brain connection, and actually more information goes from the gut up the vagus nerve to the brain. Like the gut informs the brain how to act, and then the brain reacts with hormones to produce effects in the body for action. So the gut is informing the brain on what to do. In fact, there are three brain-like structures within the human body physiologically. The brain in our head that we've been taught is the end-all be-all is just one. We also have the gut, as I've just mentioned, and the heart. There are the same tissues in the heart. Have you ever heard of heart transplant stories where people receive a donor heart and then they take on the personality and soul of that person? Like, that's some wild shit, right? So the brain, the heart, and the gut are all players in the operation of the human vehicle, which is not just a machine and a physical thing. It is also an energetic, etheric, and spiritual thing. So that the heart is the astral bridge between those two. So the brain is the physical, the gut is the emotional, and the heart is the go-between between those two. Operating from the heart or the gut creates an internal locus of control. So once you're able to calm the body down and get yourself to a place where you can detach from this when it's not necessary, you can operate from the internal locus of control, realize your power as the ultimate creator, understand that your external reflects the internal, and then you're able to create whatever results you want. So this is why the new age mindset, like visualization, meditation, reprogramming your mind with all of these subliminals and things like that, can only go so far because you're working with the mind, okay? You're only going to be working with the three lower chakras when you're working with the mind. If you want to access the in-between or the higher realms, you have to get into the heart and the gut. And so this is why these teachings can lead us in a circle, or they can actually make things worse, because when we're just thinking, we're thinking you also things that are incongruent with what we want, right? Or where we are. We're sending the message that where we're at right now is not okay, because we're like robotically reciting all of these affirmations and telling ourselves that things are good, when what we're seeing in the physical realm based on this external locus doesn't match up with that. So you spend all this time and energy meditating, saying affirmations, making vision boards, scripting, journaling, trying to think more positive, only focus on what you want, and, drilling this into yourself, because all the gurus are telling you that mindset is everything, and that if you just work on reprogramming your mind, you're going to be fine. And in actuality, this can make your situation worse, because there is a gap between your lived experience, the reality that you're currently living in, which you did create based on your thoughts, behaviors, and feelings. More importantly, it's the trifecta, right? It's not just your thoughts that create your reality. It's how you feel about those thoughts and the energetic connection between your feelings and your thoughts that's important, right? So the reality that you're living in has been created by that, but the physical world is more dense, right? The atoms are closer together, so it takes longer for them to form and change. So you're spending all this time and energy like, oh, I just think it, wish it, dream it. But what's happening is that you're wishing for something that is so far from your current reality that the feeling that you're creating by doing that is actually reinforcing the not having of it, right? Because you're trying so hard to get out of your situation and wishing it was better, that you're saying these things on one level. The words, though, are not communicating to the universe, because how you're feeling about your current situation is what is actually being communicated. So the real secret to actually curating a more favorable reality for yourself is to accept the one that you have right now in its totality. Okay, I'm not saying you have to love it. I am saying you have to be neutral about it, okay? That is the first step. You can't go from having a total shit experience with so many limiting factors and like oppressing external experiences to just like feeling fabulous and like it's fine, because you're constantly bumping against things in your physical reality that are reminding you of how shitty things are, right? So it's more realistic to shoot for acceptance, and it's way easier to accept things when your body and mind are calm, okay? So the very first step then is actually to work on detoxing your body from all of the poisoning that is happening and the fear-mongering as well. So physical, environmental toxins, as well as mental and energetic toxins. Because remember, when the mind is activated, we can only look outside of ourselves with the external locus of control. And when the body is poisoned, it reacts the same way as a threat. Okay, when the body is poisoned or we're being fear-mongered in some way, shape, or form, it automatically puts us into the external locus of control, crushing the aura around the body and putting our focus outside of ourselves. So yes, mindset work is part of the equation. Your thoughts definitely contribute to creating your reality, but deeper than that is the body's role in this, okay? So getting the body to calm down and focusing on the heart and gut, like retraining the brain to focus internally instead of externally, is the secret. I'm currently working on developing some guides in order to facilitate this process from the beginning, especially for people who have a very layered experience as far as the limitations on their physical selves. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, give me a follow, send me a DM with your email address, and I'll get you on the list for when I announce that stuff. So that's it for this one. If you like this sort of content, you know what to do. Give me a like, a share, a comment, a follow. Send this to somebody you think would benefit from it. Consider making a donation to support my work, and I'll see you in the next one.